enjoying and participating in the 21 days of prayer and devotion, and realizing how important it is to start your day with Jesus. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and start reading the verse I have for you guys today. So it's going to be Psalm 63, 1 through 4. You, God, are my God. Earnestly I seek you. I thirst for you. My whole being longs for you, in a dry and parched land where there is no water. I've seen you in the sanctuary and beheld your power and your glory. Because your love is better than life, my lips will glorify you. I will praise you as long as I live, and in your name I will lift up my hands. So what I want to talk about today is actually a book that I read not too long ago. I'll show you guys. It's called God is Closer Than You Think by John Ortberg. I'm not a reader, and I get some heat from that from my father, but it's one of the most influential books I've ever read. And there's this principle that John Ortberg talks about in the book when talking about the relationship you have with Jesus. It's called the proximity versus intimacy principle. And as everybody knows, the proximity, all that means is you're just in the same area, in the same vicinity. You're around something or someone. But with proximity, there's no intimacy, there's no growth, there's no connection. And then proximity versus intimacy. Intimacy, there's connection, there's growth. And that's one of the problems we face, I think, in our Christian walk, is the battle. So what does proximity look like? Proximity may look like you going to Sunday morning service, Wednesday night service, small groups, whatever it may be, and you're just going to check the box. You're going, that's just because that's what good people do. Intimacy may be you gathering your family, you gathering your spouse, or maybe just a prayer to yourself saying, Lord, thank you for allowing me to be in your presence today. Please open my eyes, open my heart, open my ears to receive what you have for me today. And then you take what Jesus has for you today and you apply it to your life. Intimacy, like we read in that verse right there. Earnestly I seek you, I thirst for you, my whole being longs for you. That intimacy, if you don't spend time with Jesus, if you don't prioritize that relationship, it's like a part of you is missing. You instantly can tell. And what's the only way to breed intimacy is through intentional time spent with Jesus, with your spouse, with your family, whatever area of your life you want that intimacy. The only way you can breed more intimacy is through intentional time spent. And I think the problem is when we're, as Christians, the problem lies where we get satisfied and we get used to the proximity. Like that's just good enough. The proximity is good enough. I went to church. That's good enough. I prayed for dinner last night. That's good enough. But that's a lie from the devil. That's exactly what it is. We're not called to be in proximity to Jesus. We're called to be intimate with our Creator. And that surface level Christianity doesn't cut it. That surface level relationship doesn't cut it. You'll always be left wanting if that's as far as you get. We don't want proximity with Jesus. We want intimacy with Jesus. We want our soul and our body to long to have more of Jesus. And another principle he talks about in the book is this principle. It's an old Jewish custom or teaching. It's called being covered in the dust of the rabbi. And what it's talking about is students being so close, being so eager to learn, wanting so badly to hear everything that the rabbi says, that the dust and the caked dirt flung up from his sandals covers them. They're so close to the rabbi that they're just covered in his dirt and dust. And not only that, but people can see that the students are covered in the dust of the rabbi. So when you're so intimate with Jesus and you're so eager to learn more about him and follow him and chase him and spend time with him, people notice. People can see that there's something different. So what I want our prayer focus to be today is, Lord, I want to be covered in the dust of the rabbi. I want to follow so closely with you that other people take notice and see that there's something different, there's something changed in me because I'm covered in your dust. And Lord, if there's anything that is causing me to be stagnant, is causing me to be complacent, Lord, remove those from my life. So focus on that this week.